Hi, this is Ben Ivy, the Fulfillment Artist, and in this video, I wanted to speak about why entrepreneurs procrastinate on things that don't matter in life. And this is an issue that a lot of us face, entrepreneurs, business owners, workers, employees, all over the shop. I did a workshop at Coca-Cola, and we were diving into how easy it is for people to procrastinate. Now, what is the first reason why people procrastinate? Well, the first thing is because it's so goddamn easy now. It really is. And when you think about how easy it is for us in life to check our phones, check WeChat, check YouTube, watch a video, someone to message us, it's so easy to be distracted. It's literally the easiest thing ever. And I'm telling you now, when I'm in China, my routine differs. Because in China, what happens is, at 9 p.m., apparently 9 p.m. is here, at 9 p.m., what happens is, the internet just really stops working. Because there's so many Chinese people trying to use the internet at the same time. So you can't stream anything, VPNs don't work, nothing. Because there's just too many people using it, it's just overloaded. So what tends to happen is at 9, I can't do anything. So there's nothing that I can distract myself with. And what happens is I ended up being productive. I do some stuff, I think creatively, and I relax as opposed to, for example, watching a movie or procrastinating on something different. So the fact is, the first reason that we do it is because it's so easy. Now, the next is that we have associations that we make with what we're doing that either allows us to want to do it or to procrastinate on it. So let's use an example that a lot of people may have. Let's say you want to exercise as opposed to spending time with family, friends, or working. This is a big issue for entrepreneurs. When you think of exercising, for a lot of entrepreneurs, they think, oh, yeah, well, that's a lot of time. I've got to go there, it costs money. And all of these factors that I'm suggesting at the moment is where you would associate pain with this. So it would be painful to spend money, it'd be painful on my body, it'd be painful because I'm wasting a lot of time that I could spend working with my family. So overall, it's painful. I don't want to get up early to go to the gym. I'd much prefer to relax. So there's all this pain, right? The relaxing one is actually pleasure. And then you think of the pleasure, okay, well, if I don't do that, then the pleasure I get is I can stay at home, I can chill, I can relax with my family, I can rest and chill out, I don't have to do anything, I've had a hard day, I deserve it, and basically there's all this pleasure. So if you imagine that in this scenario, you've got a bunch of pain with exercising, and there's pleasure if you don't exercise, what are you going to do? Because there's so many people that I know that say they want to do things, but they don't do it. And that's purely because of these associations of pain and pleasure. Now, the only way that this person's going to change is if they flick the switch and they do something very different. And instead of saying, oh, it's painful to exercise, they say, I've got to exercise. Because if I exercise, it's going to make me healthier, I'm going to be better in my relationships, I'll be better at work, it doesn't actually take that long, I can actually have fun there, I can see some friends, I'll probably meet some work colleagues, it could be good for my career, as an example, right? Loads of different things that you could do that would switch these associations of pain and pleasure. Now, if you can do that, you'll find things are much, much easier for you to do and not to procrastinate on. Another example I'll give is taxes, okay? So I'll be the first one to say it, I found myself procrastinating on my taxes for a while. Now, why was this? Just because I associated a lot of pain with it, of it just being boring and wasting time and not wanting to do it, so I put it off. Maybe you can relate. So what did I do instead? Well, I had to think of the meaning and the associations that I was doing with this. And I didn't really want to be an accountant. However, I could use a different identity and use something different. For example, a treasure guardian or the cash flow king. And suddenly I think, okay, well, I could do that. I could think about that. I didn't get to the stage where there'd be lots of pain of saying, the tax man's going to come after you. If you don't do this, you can close down your business. It never got to that stage of pain because I managed to switch it. But for a lot of people, they wait for a very, very long time and then they do things. What we want to do is make sure that we're a little bit more proactive as opposed to reactive in our life. Another thing that I'll just quickly mention is about dieting, right? Just because we're speaking about the health side of things and exercise, dieting is something that people associate so much pain with because no one wants to go on a diet, right? Die and then a T. Who wants to do that? No one wants to go on a diet, right? However, if you change the language to a lifestyle change, well, that is a little bit different. right? Because if you want a lifestyle change, that's something you may want to do, but you may not want to go on a diet. So the last thing that I wanted to say was that if you find yourself distracting with these sorts of things like your YouTube videos or something like that, my guess is that you don't really have a purpose and you don't really know your why at the moment for what you're doing. So you find yourself getting a little bit lost. A lot of times when we feel overwhelmed, we choose to do other things. Something that entrepreneurs do to distract themselves is actually learn more knowledge. And they feel that they have to learn more in order to be able to do what they do. They read books, they go on courses, they do online videos, and they learn more and more and more, and they never really do anything. I'll take a leaf out of Gary Vaynerchuk's book, and he says that if you get to the end of the week on Friday and you're celebrating, you have got life completely wrong. Because that is not how you should live life, by celebrating Friday. Does that really mean that your week is that bad and that you are not enjoying yourself at all, that you have to celebrate on a day of the week that we as humans created so that you can get 2 days of rest? Like, that's not really how you want to look at your life. Ultimately, we want to think of that why and that purpose and get you driven and moving forward. And one of the best ways to do this, just because I think it's relevant that I give you a strategy, would be thinking about what could you do on a consistent basis, habits-wise, that would help you constantly know if you're on track. So an example that I use in my seminars, for example, the Fulfillment Artist Intensive, is I get the guys to do something called Daily Power. So Daily Power is where you think of what you're grateful for, you think of your vision, your identity, where you're going. And if you do that every day, it conditions you to be motivated every day, right? Motivation's like a shower, you should take it daily. And you're consistently directing your mind so you know what you're focusing on. Right? And another thing that I make people do is have a plan for the day so you know exactly what you're doing and when. Because what happens is the reason that we distract ourselves is often because we don't know what to do and we feel that something else is going to be better. Or we have too much pain associated with the task. So what I really hope that you get from this video is to be able to start to not procrastinate as much on things and maybe just find some techniques that best work with you so that you can really start to shift your business and your life in a different direction. So with that said, thank you very much for watching and I'll speak to you very soon.